Hey folks, welcome back to Lando Sports Entertainment YouTube. First of all, I am an audio video teacher at a high school. I've been very passionate about audio and video since I was a young kid. I did it when I was in the military, at the church, and also in college. But for the most part, since I started this YouTube channel, I started with doing sports at a high school I was working with just to follow the team. I got more into it, started doing more things at high school because I used to teach math, but they saw the work that I was doing in the audio video department, so they decided to make it a career and a job placement for me, and I've been doing it ever since. So, first of all, again, I'd like to say thank you for coming in. I want to address something real quick. Elephant in the room again. Last week, it was the elephant was my glasses in the glare, but I've done something about that with the lighting I'm using and not using so much on those pictures I have back in the back. But this is the second time I made this recording today. I'll tell you why. Because I decided to use these microphones, Rode wireless mic. But when I went back to edit this film, I realized that I didn't have this securely put into here. I had to kind of like, you heard that snap? I didn't have it completely snap, not just in here, but in the camera. So therefore, when I'm editing the video, I'm like, there's nothing worse than recording some stuff and not getting it recorded. So I usually have a backup, like for example, a shotgun mic or something like that, or using something like the my SMB Shure going into the mixer. Moving forward, I'll do that again. I'll do better. But that brought me to this. If you look onto the website where the Rode Wireless go to, there's a way for you to actually record the audio into here separately. So just in case you make a mess up like I just did with this before, you can have it recorded here directly or just download the software, but I haven't figured out how to do it because I want to get this uploaded first. So not only will it record directly into this device here, it also goes into the Rodecaster Pro, so you can do your podcast and everything else. So I'll put a description down below, but this is the first time I've used that and familiar with this. So I've had this podcaster for quite a while, but I never incorporated this with it. So not only was it a learning lesson, so I made a mistake, but I learned from it. So if you have these Rode Wireless Go 2, you can actually have this stuff recorded. You see there's a C-type. It's not just for charging, but this is a USB C-type. So you can actually have recording in here. I want to say the website said like 700 hours of recording in here. So note to self, if you're using these, download the software to your computer. Therefore, you can go ahead and never mess up like I just did before. Thank you for that embarrassing moment. So what I'm currently using right now is my Canon 6D, and is a full frame camera. And I'm using the 24 to 70 millimeter lens. And it is not really a prime lens. This is my 85 millimeter prime lens, and this is my 50 millimeter. And I was going to try to use either or, but I just want to make sure I had enough focus for the 24 to 70, because as you know with prime lenses, you can only move it. And this space is so small, I just went with the 24 to 70 to give myself an opportunity to put it on different platforms. If I want to do a short or Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, using this 24 to 70 lens would probably be better than these because I can only do so much cropping with a 50 millimeter. So, and I also have the thing about, I don't know how much blur is in the background. We'll talk about that later. But with these being 1.8 and this right here being a 2.8, you may not get that same bokeh effect or the same blurry background as you might with some of the prime lenses like a 1.4. And also for the fact that this camera is only so far from the lens. I mean, I'm touching the lens here, so I'm not very far, and I'm not very far from the back of the room. So I would probably need at least, I don't know, 6 feet of separation between me and the camera and me in the background to give it a full effect. But again, at the same time, I'm only using 24 to 70. I have a little ISO raised to about, I don't know, 5,000 on the ISO, and the average should be at 2.8, and the shutter speed at 200. So you'll play with it, you'll find out what you like better, which leads me to the next point. having a permanent setup, that is key. Because I didn't have this as a permanent setup, I'm used to doing things at the games. I'm used to using my phone. I'm used to using my iPad or whatever. I don't get the same quality, but I'd rather have my phone and an iPad or something like that I can do some quick adjustments to at the game, like social media posts or whatever. And I use my full frame camera for maybe some photography or some other things I'm doing. So a lot of times I don't have this setup. I mean, I'm just really setting this up in the past couple of weeks because I've been so used to just doing things at school and on the go. So moving forward, for anyone out there, the good thing about having a home studio, you have everything set the way you want it, from the height of the camera to the placement of the lights to the distance from the wall. Everything is going to be the same for the most part unless you're trying to add a different effect, which brings me to the lights. When I tested this earlier, I realized there really wasn't a glare on my glasses as much. I use these right here. It's called NiceVeedi. I got it from my guy on Facebook, and the lights can tilt, and they have a little phone thing with it. And I'll include in the description. I paid like $35 for the guy. You can you can adjust the lighting, the intensity, and you'll see that. I'll put a little video. I did that earlier using my phone. I'll kind of show you what it looks like right now. So I have that light. It's not too bright and it's adjustable. And I have it from an angle and pointing down so it won't get in my glasses instead of having the light right in front of me. And then there's another one over here to the side to try to balance the light out. So this works for me. And I'm glad about it because I tried to take my glasses off and just see if it made a difference. But at the end of the day, this right here is the perfect setup for me. I don't have any overhead lights on. I don't have any natural light coming in. And I just have this little on-air thing just for the show. Also, you don't see any, this is matted. The other pictures I had last week had the glass that was glaring real badly. So I intentionally put this camera over here, and there's nothing over here that's going to have a crazy glare. Back to the sound. So my goal is, as I mentioned last week, was to kind of go slowly. And in the process of how to go about making your videos at your home studio. First of all, last week I was using the wired microphone, headphones on the iPhone, and it worked really well. It sounded really good. So today I'm using Rode mic. Again, these cost about $300 compared to something like this, which is about $25. So again, when I'm on the run, out there doing games and just doing blogging or something like that, for the most part, I use these, and we'll just see over time which sounds better. From the wired headphones to this or to $300, the content is key. I hear a lot of people on the internet, a lot of content creators say people will forgive you for the video, but they won't forgive you for the audio. As I learned earlier, I had no audio. So that's the tip for the day. Make sure you have a permanent setup, check your audio, and also have a backup. Again, I could have just had another microphone going to the Rodecaster Pro, but I just took it for granted that I was good to go. And just from a simple little put into the thing, I didn't have a video or audio, I'm sorry. So moving forward, check your lighting. I think I'm gonna try another softbox that I had. I bought it, it's an octagon. I'll show you a picture later maybe. Softer light, but bigger cast, but I think I like these two from this side. So thanks again for tuning in. That's my lesson for today. First of all, check your audio and get yourself a permanent setup. So that's the advantage of having your home studio. And it looks like there's no glare on my glasses from what I saw earlier. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate the Lando Sports. Subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. If you like the content, by all means, it's free. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank you very much.